Hey guys, this is Tanita and welcome back to my spiritual channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button down below as well as turn your bell notifications on in order to be notified when I upload new content. Today we're talking about something important for anyone, even people outside of the spiritual and law of attraction community. Today we're talking about how to get through a hard day, how to get through a hard time. I think a lot of the time spiritual community kind of attracts people who think it's all fun and games and it's all positivity and love, which it is most of the time. But people forget that spiritual development comes with challenges. You are required to address your demons, the dark sides of you, in order to live a more fulfilling and happy life. And when you do address these things, when you do confront, the bad sides of you, the things that you have been suppressing for generations, these things can hurt and these things can mean that you're having a bad day or a bad week, But despite that, however, it's a law of attraction community, it's a spiritual community, and we know that these things are not permanent, and we know that this pain is not permanent, and we know what we need to do in order to feel better about it. So today I'm sharing with you what you need to do if you're having a shitty day or a shitty week, whatever it is. If you're going through a hard time in life, whether you're spiritual or not, this video is going to help you. This video is going to give you some guidance of how to deal with whatever it is you're dealing with. The very first thing to do to heal from having a bad period of life is to address what it is you're feeling, to confront what it is you're feeling, to acknowledge that you're feeling a certain emotion. This may seem counterproductive to a lot of new people in the law of attraction community because you think that it's all about where your focus is. You shouldn't be focusing so much on the negative. You should be focusing on the positive. Sure thing. Yes, I agree with that. But the thing is, bottling up your problems does not mean that these problems will not materialize in your real life. Like, they still will. Whatever you put in your subconscious mind will materialize. Not even at all acknowledging what you're feeling is the worst way of dealing with a problem. You have to take a time of the day and acknowledge that this is what I'm feeling and let it pass through you. Don't resist it. However, once again, you know that whatever you focus on expands. You know that whatever you give your attention to grows. So don't dwell on your problem. Address it, allow it to pass through you, and start focusing on the positive things in your life. If you're the kind of person who feels like it really helps to talk to someone, go and talk to someone. Find a trusted friend, a family member. Find someone that you can confide and share with them your problem. But however, make sure that you don't cross the line between sharing a problem and complaining about it every single day, because when you complain, you're putting your attention on the problem and you're not really healing yourself from it. Acknowledging your feelings also means acknowledging the source of the problem. Oftentimes, I know we do know the source of the problem. Like, the reason why we feel shitty is because we've lost a significant other, or we're going through a hard time financially, or there's conflict somewhere in your life. Sometimes but other times, like, you can feel shitty about your life without any cause of it. And acknowledging your feelings may help you get to the source of your problem, to the source of how you're feeling. When you just disregard blindly how you're feeling, you allow this trauma to kind of sit inside you and continue manifesting your reality until you address it. The second thing to remember when you're going through hard times is don't be hard on yourself. Most of the time when we're feeling like life is not going well is because we're overthinking something in our lives. We're overthinking something that we have done. We're putting so much stress on ourselves by going back to how we should have acted, what we should have said, what we should have done. We're just really blaming ourselves for whatever it is you're doing. It's so weird because even the smallest things, even a weird interaction with someone, you might overthink it for days and days afterwards, even though it was meaningless to them. Let go of the blame that you're holding yourself to, because that blame is not helping you heal at all. Remember, there's no thing as a mistake if you learn something from it. Don't put so much pressure on yourself. There's already enough pressure that's put on you from the outside world. Why would you be a part of it? Be compassionate to yourself. Talk to yourself as to the person that you love. Don't talk to yourself as to the person that you hate. Make sure that whatever the self-talk that you're feeding yourself is positive, is loving, is full of compassion. The third thing to remember or to do when you're dealing with a hard time is to prioritize self-care. And I'm not just talking about, candles and face masks. I'm talking about big time self-care, which is taking care of your body. You don't feel well mentally or emotionally, my encouragement is to take care of your physical body. When you take care of your physical body, when you eat well, when you go work out, this increases endorphins in your body. You feel more energetic, you feel better in your own skin. This does contribute to how you're feeling mentally and emotionally. Self-care can also mean the little things, like doing the simple things that you love. Several years ago, I went through a really tough week of my life. Like, it was pretty challenging because I had a huge conflict at work where people were really trying to take me down, really trying to, destroy my reputation. And I tried to do my best to, stay the person that I am, stay kind and honest, and just do my own thing. Of course, like, that kind of conflict, the kind of people trying to get into my space, like, really fucked with my energy. That affected me mentally and emotionally, and that week was kind of shitty. But what really helped me is not the big thing. I took care of my mental and emotional being by doing the little things that I like doing. What I did for myself is the thing that I love doing since I was a kid. I reread and rewatched Harry Potter. Like, these hours may have seemed funny or stupid to someone from the outside, but they really helped me in terms of my mental and emotional health. Clearing my space and having my space clean has also helped me a bunch. I used to be the kind of person who was like, I'm a creative being, like, of course it's gonna be messy, which I'm a pretty messy person, I must admit. But the thing is, my mom was always right. Like, when you have your space clean, when you have your space clear, your mind kind of declutters itself following the space that you have decluttered. So really make sure that whatever the physical atmosphere you're in is clean, is neat. When you go into this atmosphere, it makes you feel better, not makes you feel worse. When you're in a safe place mentally and emotionally, it's easy not to react to physical life. No matter what happens outside of you, like, it really doesn't affect you because you're so spiritually, mentally, emotionally solid. But when you're not solid, when you're going through a hard time, it does help to kind of maneuver the things in your physical life to feel better about your mental and emotional state of being. My next advice is more on the spiritual side, to be mindful and really be present in whatever activities that you're participating in. Try to unplug from your phone. I know, like, this is such a typical cliche advice nowadays, but, like, it really works. Another way to be mindful is a gratitude journal. When you look at all the good things in your life and you shift your attention to all the things you are grateful for, you tend to forget about all the troubles. You start really opening your eyes to your own blessings. Oh my god, there's a train. Really, right now, really boo. If you're a traditional and religious person, then find your peace, find your inspiration in whatever the religious activities that you usually like participating in. This can be scripture studies, or going to a church meeting or a mosque meeting. The train, please stop. This is real, this is me. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be now. Gonna let the light shine on me. Traditionally, spiritual activities like prayer and meditation can make a whole lot of impact in your life. I mean, I talk about meditation in my every single video probably, because meditation literally connects you to your inner self, connects you to the joyous and beautiful and safe place where you are connected to the universe. I promise you, meditate for 20 minutes and you'll already see a vast difference in your attitude towards your struggles. Next thing that you need to do is surround yourself with good people. It's always good to be surrounded by nice, genuinely caring people, but it's even more important to be surrounded by these people when you're going through a hard time. When you're in a good place, the toxicity from all the negative people around you can't really get to you. You are in such a good place that you vibrate so high that toxic people simply fall out of your life. But when you're not in a good place, it's really easy for toxicity to affect you even more, to make your mood even worse, because you're in a vulnerable place energetically, so other energies affect you more. One of the most important things is to remind yourself that this is not permanent. You're having a shitty day or a shitty week, but it's not a shitty life. Have hope for the future. If you are in this spiritual community, if you are in the community of positivity and love, then you know that things do get better, then you know that healing is possible. Have hope for the future, and this hope will help you go through whatever you're going through. If your hard times don't feel like hard times, but they feel like a way of living, it feels like there's no hope, it feels like you're not going anywhere with all these self-care tips, talk to someone professional. Counselors, psychologists, and psychiatrists are literally licensed healers. They're there to listen to your problems and to try to help you out. If you feel like you're dealing with too much, why not get professional help? There's nothing shameful in admitting that you have a problem. In fact, it's the very first and the most courageous thing that you can do. This is all for today. I really hope that if you're going through hard times and you're watching these videos, that you have the strength, you find the hope to lift yourself up or to ask for help. Remember, there's so many beautiful things about life that make it worth living. Focus on all the good things. Allow yourself to feel whatever you're feeling without judging that feeling. I really sincerely hope that this video had the advice that you needed to hear. Comment section down below, of course, is a safe place, and if you need a more personal kind of communication advice and you have no one to talk to, or it seems like you have no one to talk to, let me know on Instagram. I'll always try to help whoever I can help. Thank you guys so much for watching. Namaste.